Hi, and welcome to my channel, Films by Jeremy. And before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. There's really not too much I want to say other than it's, been super fun to create and collaborate and get the hang of, making some YouTube content and seeing your responses and your reactions and getting a pretty awesome excuse just to go out and shoot things. It's really been motivating for me creatively. So thank you, and I look forward to continuing this amazing journey. Late last year, my wife and I took a little trip around Quebec, and with our end goal to explore Percé, the Rocher Percé, that cool rock thing. I took my Lumix S9 and the 20-60 kit lens because I was creating a video for the Freewell magnetic filter system, and I really wanted to get just a ton of footage of that trip. What I forgot about was just how much footage I captured on that trip, how much beautiful footage I captured on that trip. And not really that it's overlooked, is that there are just so many different options, different flavors of cameras that are better, more enticing and appealing, lenses that are higher quality, better low light, and don't have a variable aperture like the 20-60. The simplicity of the S9 right out of the box really cannot be overstated. I was pleasantly surprised and shocked with just how small this cute little compact camera is. And it really is because of this camera and the S5 Mark IIX, but mainly because of the S9 that I started creating more and more with. Maybe it's the way my brain works, but just having this small, unintimidating piece of kit really motivated me to just turn it on and go. I know the word cinema camera, cinematic, gets thrown around a lot, and maybe it's lost all meaning to you. And to me, it's always had a bunch of different definitions. I think it's like art, right? It's not objective, it's subjective. And if you think of something to be cinematic that other people don't, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. The word cinema and cinematic, cinema camera, cinema lens, cinematic image, and all that good stuff, just kind of gets thrown around. But it's kind of just the world we live in now, and as creators kind of just have to get used to that. When a client says, I want something cinematic, what do they mean? And you gotta have a shallow depth of field, shooting at f1.2, adding color grades and grains and all that kind of stuff. And then they'll be happy. People don't really care about the exact definition of cinematic. All that to be said is that I think this camera can be a cinema camera, and this lens can be a cinema lens if you want it to be. People for a long time have been clamoring and asking Blackmagic to create another pocket cinema camera, a true pocket cinema camera, like their OG BM PCC. I feel like they've overlooked cameras like the S9 for the lack of B-RAW, but you don't need B-RAW to get great images. Obviously, Blackmagic RAW has, in all the RAW profiles, Red RAW or whatever else is out there, has its benefits, like being able to tweak the footage after being able to reset the white balance, the ISO, and that's all well and good. But you don't need B-RAW to get beautiful images. And I also want to give a special shout out to Audiio. Audiio is a great music library if you're a content creator, or if you're shooting corporate videos, or you're just doing stuff at home. Audiio has you covered. Simply pick the mood, genre, instrument, video theme, download and toss it into your video and create something truly special. And it's the music I've been using for the last few videos that I've put out, and I've been incredibly happy with that background audio. So if you're interested, please feel free to click the link in my description or in my bio and get started today. Back to the video. A comment that stuck with me while shopping around for the S9 and the kit that came with it, the 20-60, was that this 20-60 lens is cheap piece of plastic, and they were ashamed of Lumix for releasing that. And maybe I'm paraphrasing what he said, or she said, and don't get me wrong, this lens is primarily plastic, but if you're putting it up against the rest of Lumix's lenses, yes, it may not be as heavy, but it's the same build as their prime lenses, and I don't have their S Pro lenses, so I can't speak on that, but I love the quality of their lenses, and I love the plastic and the texture that these lenses offer. And I don't really need a 3-pound lens to make me feel like I could create something beautiful, although I'm sure it helps. This lens doesn't have much in terms of characteristics. The commenter was correct on that. Me and many others' philosophy is that it's not the tool, it's the user. The important thing is understanding composition, lighting, color grade, being able to really get yourself immersed in the feel of what you're trying to shoot and what you're trying to convey is the most important part. It's more important than the kit you have. If you're just buying a camera and you don't know these basic concepts, you don't know your rule of thirds, you don't know how to expose things properly, and you know, we all start somewhere, but if you're getting into it thinking that this is going to do all the work for you, then yes, you might be left with a sour taste in your mouth shooting on an f3.5 lens over an f1.8. I think at the end of the day, this is a great budget option for people who are looking to get into the Lumix ecosystem and they don't have, you know, $3,000 to spend on a camera. And not only is this under, you know, $3,000, just Googling it, it's under $2,000. So you know what, like, just use the tools that you have, or if you're getting into videography for the first time, don't be limited by your budget. All right. He's oh, sorry, buddy. Even just like using your phone and understanding composition and color grading what you can, just get out there and do the filming and do the editing and do the color grading, create your story. And don't overthink it, because overthinking is the killer of creativity. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, again, feel free to subscribe. And there's just so much on the docket. I'm very excited to keep creating and keep, you know, talking to you. So I'll catch you in the next one. Bye now.